Well, it took me all fucking day, probably about 35 minutes of running around back and forth in the front yard trying to fight off zombies and shit. But look what I found. I found bagels. This means I can finally make that fucking recipe that I learned a long time ago. A bagel with cream cheese. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm fucking starving. I've been looking around this shitty fucking game for 3 hours, and this is the only food I could find. So I'm gonna get started and go ahead and make some. Fucking finally, I can't wait to eat these fucking... Is that a fucking zombie at the door right now? What the fuck? What the hell was I doing? I don't even remember. For years, I was teased by images and gameplay footage of a supposed renowned survival open-world shooter that was emerging from the ashes of shittier games within its genre. Scum has been available on Steam for years, set high at the confident price of $30. Jesus, that's a lot of money to spend on a game these days, especially if you aren't familiar with it yet. I'm not gonna dick you around or waste your time here. This is truly a cursed Steam review. There's only one well-known fact about Scum, and it's this. The game is dog shit. I've reviewed and played hundreds of games, maybe even thousands. No, I'm not saying that means I have the right or whatever to say that this game is bad or good. I just mean I've never once seen a game go through such a long development cycle and still feel so empty and lifeless. When I first heard about Scum, I was eager to try it out, but always feared paying full price for it due to its mixed reviews. I was mainly looking for something to scratch that survival itch, a game that lets me customize my character, loot the environment for clothes and weapons, and just try to survive on my own. This was years ago though. As far as I'm concerned, this game hasn't received any beneficial updates in a long time. If anything, I'm more disappointed that I waited this long to try the game, and it doesn't feel unique or different in any way. Usually I start my cursed Steam reviews with the positive aspects in the game, but I'm not shitting you, there's little here to work with, so please bear with me. So what is Scum? Well, it's a poor man's version of PUBG with an open world environment, zombies to fill the landscape, and tons of loot to explore and further upgrade your character. Your main goal is to survive or die trying. You'll have to find supplies in the environment like guns, ammo, food, water, all that shit that you'd expect to find at this point, and that's it. That's the entire game. No different enemy variants, no cool environmental structures, no differentiation. This is the core game. Do you like running simulators? How about constant stamina draining and annoying UI design? Do you enjoy games that throw you into the madness with absolutely zero guidance? Do you like games that claim to be early access even though they've been available for live tender purchase since 2018? Then here you go. While the map's size and scale is certainly impressive, it ultimately becomes its biggest flaw. The map takes forever to navigate, especially if you don't have a vehicle. I've read in recent reviews that there used to be a plethora of different vehicles to choose from, but this was removed from the game in an update. Why? Why would you take away the one way to travel conveniently in your shitty map? By the way, where the fuck am I? This is one of the worst map screens I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Oh, is that puny red dot supposed to be me? Well, which direction am I facing? You couldn't just incorporate an arrow on the blip? It's not like it matters much. If you do end up finding a house or something that looks like it has good loot, it never fucking does. Scrap metal, rags, nails, a safety pin box? Why the fuck would I need any of this shit? Well, that's because there's a crafting mechanic in this game, so I'd imagine you're able to craft tons of different things for your character if you know the recipe, but Jesus, look at this mess. It's overwhelming to navigate the menus at first. They just puked all of the icons, details, and other important info onto the screen and said, yeah, that's the player's problem now, they'll figure it out. If you're a veteran of this game like many people, allow me to ask a perfectly reasonable question. What does Scum bring you? In the long run, honestly, what is it offering to you that hasn't been done better in a different game? I'll say it again. Stalker Anomaly is a free-to-play experience open for anyone and anything with a brain to download the game on their PC and play it. It's open world, it has quests, it has mods, and it has actual replayability.
Here we go!
The progression in that game feels like it matters, and the combat is intense as fuck if you're under-equipped to deal with it. In Scum, you're expected to bend over and spread your ass cheeks wide open so you can constantly get screwed. Even if you play it safe and remain stealthy, the puppets, or zombies in this case, will hunt you down regardless and interrupt your attacks. The first fucking puppet I fought was a joke. This animation makes me feel like I'm drunk or something. What the fuck is going on? Oh, my stamina is drained. How? I only threw 3 or 4 punches. You're telling me I can't even fucking fight back without it being a nuisance to the player? Somehow I killed it, but big shocker, I wasn't able to loot the damn thing because apparently another puppet heard me yelling to myself and getting angry. You can't run either because the sprint mechanic is fucking shit. Look at this. Just look! This is Scum, the groundbreaking survival shooter. The enemies bounce in a glitchy fashion all over the fucking place, they're extremely hard with hand-to-hand combat, and the loot sucks. What more could I possibly say in defense of it? It's trash. First of all, this is very similar to DayZ, Rust, Arma, all those types of games due to one thing. You can play on custom servers with high loot drops and better starting items. Sounds great, but it's just like Unturned with their custom servers. It doesn't do much to add variety or extra fun. Sure, you can play in a high loot drop server, but what's the fucking point? I found a sniper rifle with 0 ammo, a handgun that mysteriously disappeared from my inventory so I couldn't load any of the ammo I found, and a lever-action shotgun that honestly kinda gave me a bit of a thrill. I somehow found 3 shells and managed to kill a few puppets. Oh shit. Oh no. Please be the last one. Well, there goes my ammo. And just like the gentle breeze that comes into my window at night that reminds me of my childhood, it's gone. That tiny moment where I was having fun and enjoying the gameplay, and it's all over. Especially when this game has a really fucked up mechanic where items in your hands will just disappear for absolutely no reason. I had the lever action equipped to my back, but then I found a sledgehammer. When I equipped the sledgehammer in my hands, apparently that caused the shotgun on my back to fall off and lay on the ground or disappear or something. Why the fuck would they make such a useless time-wasting mechanic like this? Or better yet, why did I even drop the shotgun? I was holding the sledgehammer in my fucking hands. You're telling me I can only hold 2 weapons at a time? I suppose if I had more inventory it wouldn't be so bad, but that's another fucked up flaw. The inventory is a complete joke. Here's the deal. If you wear a piece of damaged clothing, you'll have limited storage with that said clothing, as the constant wear and tear will remove important functions like pockets. While this particular mechanic is cool, it just doesn't do any favors for me. I mean, Jesus Christ, I only just picked up this awesome armor vest, but the fucking thing is in disrepair. Don't even bother telling me I have to fix it myself, because I'm not gonna waste my time trying to navigate the terrible in-game menus. I was able to follow this very poor excuse for a tutorial, but much like the rest of the game, it's an unfunny fucking joke. It's an AI-generated voice telling the player the basics, but it just furthers the confusion. They also flat out tell you that rather than improving their shitty inventory mechanics, they decided it was necessary to include it in the tutorial. What do I mean by this? Well, for example, I crafted a stone knife. I foolishly started walking away a few feet and noticed that I couldn't find the knife anywhere in my inventory. Turns out, every time you craft something, you don't pick it up by default. What? Who the fuck designed that nonsense? In any other survival crafting game, whenever you craft something in your inventory or in your actual hands, you'd expect it to automatically transfer over, but no. You have to fucking painstakingly pick it up off of the ground and then place it in your inventory.
Be careful though. Crafting an item does not automatically place it in your inventory.
Why?
You need to pick the item up from the vicinity. Please
Why?
do so now.
That sounds like the dumbest mechanic I've ever heard in my life. I'm crafting it in my hands. I'm holding the stone knife that I'm therefore crafting. Why would it drop on the ground? I would be holding it, and I would put it in my pocket, probably.
I pooped again.
Nice!
Who poops today?
Was it solid? America runs on Duncan.
I get the runs on Duncan, is what happens.
It makes no sense. Why would I create something just to set it on the fucking ground and walk away from it? Oh man, the combat is painful. It's almost as bad as fighting the zombies from Fight or Flight, only at least there it was enjoyable with its silly gameplay. In this game, combat is anything but fun. It just makes me wish I was playing something better. In most battle royale / open world games of this genre, it seems parachuting is never really nailed when it comes to control. Although in other games I can at least say they tried to make it comfortable for the player to drop anywhere they choose and search the area for loot. In Scum, you don't get to choose where you land. The game randomly spawns you into the map with no warning and forces you into slowly floating towards the ground. No matter how hard you press the W key in midair, your character does not move. I'm honestly not even trying to find things wrong with this game. I came back after all this time that it's been available to play, and it's just as fucking broken and ugly as any other shitty copy of this formula. The only good thing I can say is that the game looks decent, the graphics are nice and neat, but I've said it once and I'll say it again. Graphics mean shit when your game sucks. And server after server after server, I kept finding myself disappointed. With the loot supposedly maximized, there's not a whole lot to use. I searched 18 different houses around this one area, and I didn't find a single gun, no melee weapon either. It's ridiculous that this game feels so punishing for people who want to get into it for the very first time, like me. Look at this. I have 3 puppets beating the shit out of me. I don't understand how it's taking them this long to kill me, but the only reason I'm letting them is because you can't outrun them. Sometimes you'll get lucky and they'll gradually lose interest in you, but most of the time they hunted me down until I was fucking dead. Customizing your character is also a joke. There aren't many options unless you want to pay real money to unlock Danny Trejo for whatever reason. I doubt he played Scum ever, otherwise he wouldn't have agreed to have his image portrayed in it. The clothing you find throughout the world is really cool, but again, it's pointless if the puppets can deal such massive damage to our clothes and we can't possibly fight back because our character suffers from major asthma and can only swing a weapon twice before becoming exhausted. It's as if you paid money to have someone send you a video of them flipping you off and tossing your money in the air. Only at least then I'd know what I was paying for. Here, I was completely blind, but now my eyes are wide open, and it's clear to see that this game is cursed. Come on, are you serious? Look at this. I got stuck on the fucking ladder. I wasn't able to move or jump off of it. I had to just wait for my game to finish having an aneurysm. And guess what? There was no point to even coming here. I saw this place that looked like a massive fortress. I figured I could run inside and start scavenging for supplies like guns and shit. But nope, more wishful thinking, since this is only a pit stop for merchants. Yeah, there's NPCs in this game. Well, I don't have any money, nor do I plan on getting any and surviving long enough to come back here. There's no quests or special tasks that you can do to earn rewards, which is pretty silly. Why can't I be given a starter quest and rewarded with a weak pistol, some ammo, and some decent clothing to set me on my way? I kinda thought the whole point of this thing was to fucking roleplay. You know why? Because this game isn't meant for that. For some reason, it's oriented around this crafting and base building idea, but it perplexed me and only confused me more about how the game works. Is it too much to ask for a better map screen? How about better loot in general? How about fixing the fucking random item dropping from my hands? How about a single player story? This is just so fucking dumb in every way, and at this point there should be no excuse. Here's another really dumb mechanic. Your stamina will teeter between high and low often. In order to fully restore it, you'll have to stand completely still or find a bed to rest in. These are the only 2 ways to fill your stamina. So if I'm being chased by puppets or even players with 0 stamina, I'm defenseless because I have to walk. And oh my god, the swimming. For most of my life, swimming in video games has been such an underrated mechanic that I don't think people appreciate when it's done well. The developers of this game must fucking despise water because your character swims at the pace of Earth doing a full orbit around the sun. What the fuck? Why is this stream pulling me so much? Why does it feel like I'm not moving? Oh my god, wait! I'm not moving! There's an invisible wall in the middle of this tiny, stupid pond? Why? And the animation of the water totally tricked me. I thought I was swimming forward, but I was actually stuck in place. God damn. Alright. It took forever, but I'm almost to the other side of this ravine. I'm hoping that I can... Oh my god, what the fuck? A fucking shark? Jesus Christ, there are sharks in this game? Of course there are. Because God hates me and wants me to suffer. That's why. So I died. again. You know, I wouldn't complain so much if I could somehow just survive long enough to figure out the main elements of the game. Even if I play it safe and head straight for a house, there's always some sort of a glitch or threat that prevents me from proceeding. The one time I found a gun and some ammo, that was the shortest amount of fun I had in the entire thing. The locations are all pretty generic too. The textures seem flat and dull on most of the interiors. The scattered loot is very minuscule and hard to see with the naked eye. I'd swear some of it you'd need a fucking microscope to see. Sometimes the loot is just floating in midair, like, what the hell? Is this place haunted or is there normally a desk here? Okay, maybe I lied. There's another compliment I want to give to the game, but it doesn't up the ante by any means. This game is still a rotting fish barrel. I do like the plethora of cosmetics you can find for your character. The clothing feels unique and vast, and you can truly make yourself look any way you wish. That's fine and dandy, but again, what's the fucking point when we lose everything on death and it's so easy to die? You're not doing many favors for the player by allowing them to customize their looks for just a brief amount of time. In Project Zomboid, this is also true, but that game has various different mechanics and gameplay elements that set it apart from Scum. It feels rewarding to find decent loot, and you can actually customize the apocalypse to your liking. Scum's idea of roleplay is to drop you wherever they choose and give you a half-assed loadout with no defensive value whatsoever. As I stated earlier, it's also a fucking running simulator. The environment, while beautiful, offers nothing else but endless trees and snow that stretch for miles. You'd rather hike up Mount Everest than run around like a dumbass inside the world of Scum. I tried, guys. I really genuinely tried to have fun playing it, and I just couldn't. Even when I got mad, rage quit, and walked away, I couldn't help but feel like maybe it was me. Maybe I was doing something wrong. No matter what I tried and how hard I committed to it, the game just wasn't agreeing with me. This is the first time I have ever played a video game that felt like it was sucking my soul dry. That's really all that there is to say, guys. This game is terrible. It's nowhere near the amount of quality I thought it was going to be in. It shouldn't even be on the Steam store. This is ridiculous. It's marketed as like this huge, like player-based, amazing open world survival game. It's not. Everything you have just seen is what the game has to offer. Everything I've told you about, everything I've just shown you, that's the game. This is what you're playing. You're paying money to run around and fight one or two zombies, maybe have a small, tiny smidgen of fun, and then it goes away. This game doesn't bring anything new to the table. As a matter of fact, I want to show you something real quick. Not only is this game free to play, but it's infinitely more fun.
Okay, let's do this. You gotta move faster than this. Break. Time's money. Get talking.
Look at this loot. This loot's pretty decent. He's got money, he's got grenades, he's got ammo, he's got a patch. What's even cooler, we can go right into our inventory, we can unload his gun. I mean, we can't because he didn't have any ammo. But for example, if this one had ammo, we could unload it and therefore hold on to the ammo for ourselves. You can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, really multiple amounts of guns in your inventory at the same time. This is 110 times better than Scum in every way, and this is free to play. This is a free-to-play game that you can download at any time. It has a lot of potential. I can imagine if they updated the game and overhauled the travel system, maybe brought back the vehicles from before, or something like that. How about an urban setting like a decayed city or a destroyed subway? Stuff like this would be really cool to discover. Underground bunkers, hidden stashes, new types of puppets, new guns. The possibilities are endless here. I know I'm being really hard on the game, but that's because I genuinely tried my best to dive into it again and again, but I found myself falling out for good. Scum is fun if you have a squad of friends or something, I assume, but since I don't have any and my patience with the bugs was wearing thin, I'm sure I probably wouldn't have made for good company anyway. Scum isn't a game for role-playing unless you've been a fan of it since its release and you have a ton of friends to play with. It seriously lacks in multiple fields in my opinion, with frustratingly awful AI, ridiculously overpowered enemies, the lack of stable usable land vehicles, the shit swimming mechanic, the shit sprinting mechanic, the shit shooting mechanic. They're all way too much for me. The location stations are absurdly large but contain nothing inside of any real value, and even when you can find some ammunition for a gun you have, good luck trying to defend yourself against more than one zombie. Good luck keeping track of your weapons, otherwise you'll drop them without warning on the ground. Good luck exploring a mostly empty world with no redeeming factors to the survival genre. That's it. That's my cursed Steam review. I'm aware this game's fanbase is huge, and a lot of people do enjoy it, and I can see why. The customization is neat, the graphics are pretty, and the world seems like there's a lot in it to explore, but I have a strange feeling there isn't, and therefore it makes me want to throw the game in the fucking dumpster. What else can I say, guys? I mean, you either review a game to make people happy, or you shit all over a game to make them mad. I wasn't the biggest fan of Scum, and I don't plan on downloading it again unless some serious changes come to the game. Now that the developers have my money though, I guess the ball is in their fucking court, so it doesn't really matter. I mainly made this video because my cousin egged me so hard to buy Scum, and when I finally did, I got exactly what I thought I was going to get. A shit experience. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our channel, and thanks for checking out this video. Leave a like, comment, and since we're on the subject, enjoy yourself. Thanks for watching the content, folks.